Hello and welcome to your mat. Today's practice is yoga for the feet and for the ankles. So it is geared towards athletes, basketball players who use their ankles, a lot of movement, quick movements, soccer players, anybody really athlete that runs a lot, makes quick motions and can possibly rotate ankles easily, and really works into the feet. So if you have any issues, I know a lot of athletes have plantar fasciitis. So the sequence today is going to really focus on the feet and the ankles. So I have a couple props today. One of them is a little rubber ball. If you don't have this, you could get maybe like a tennis ball, a golf ball, something, just some kind of a squishy ball will work. If you don't have a ball, you can certainly do this without it. And also a strap. Now this is a yoga strap. Doesn't have to be a yoga strap. It could be a belt, it could be a scarf or a towel, just something that you can kind of find some tension with. So if you need to pause the video and grab these things, I will be right here when you get back. So we're going to start on just on our seat here, starting with our strap. So we're going to take our strap and wrap it around the ball of our foot. Now the other leg can just be in a comfortable position if you want to keep the leg bent, whatever feels good. We're just focusing on one leg at a time. So you're taking that strap, you're wrapping it around the ball of the foot, and you're just going to pull back until you find some tension. Keeping the heel dug into the floor, your mat, you're going to just draw the toes back towards your knees. So just come into your breath here. The more we come into our breath, just try to relax and try to focus here on the stretch. So your choice how much or how little tension you want to give on this strap, but really until you find that nice stretch. So as you come into the breath, you might even find that you're able to draw the toes back a little bit further. And that's why we hold poses for a long time in yoga, so that you can get to that level where you can actually take that stretch just a little bit to your edge, a little bit deeper. So you want to be finding sensation, but you don't want to be in any painful situation. So just taking a couple breaths here, working into the shin, even getting into that Achilles. And then holding that for say 5 to 7 breaths. And then we're just going to switch sides. So just let that right leg just hang heavy. Again, it can bend, just whatever's comfortable, because that leg's not doing anything at the moment. And you're just taking your strap and you're wrapping it around that ball of the foot, finding tension, dig the heel into your mat, draw the navel in, the spine's nice and long, and then begin to pull the toes back towards your knees. Breath in, breath out. And if you wanted to, you could even take this side to side if you want to work more into the ankle. So a strap or a belt is just a lovely tool, a lovely prop to kind of help you get deeper into that stretch here. And then go ahead and release your strap. And grab, actually not yet, we're not going to grab our ball, but I want to face you so that I can show you. We're going to do, and by the way, you should be barefoot here. I know a lot of my athletes hate to be in bare feet, but for the next exercise, you're going to have to be. So just, if you have socks on, just take your socks off. And again, you're going to pull one foot in, one leg can stay straight, it can come to an easy seat, whatever's comfortable. You're going to take your fingers and actually interlace them in between each toe. So you'll probably have to take your other hand to kind of help you get there. because I even want that little pinky to get in between that pinky toe. So maybe you're just going to the first knuckle, maybe you're able to wiggle walk it into the second, and eventually the goal is to get everything connected. So knuckles to knuckles, and then just really, we're really just opening up the toes here. So just finding that grip, and then once you have it, you're just kind of going to start to almost give yourself a massage. So taking the feet front and back as you're expanding the toes. You can also rotate the ankles here if you'd like. So we're just loosening up the fascia, which is your connective tissue in your feet. And then maybe even hold it for a moment, pressing it way back. And then coming down, trying to curl the toes down towards one another. So holding this for 5 to 7 breaths, or however long you need to. And then go ahead and release that. What we do on one side, we must do on the other. So grabbing your other foot, getting your fingers in between all of those toes, and even that little pinky guy. And again, just finding what works. They might not go very far, no big deal. And then just pressing all the way forward. This should feel really good on your feet, really tired feet. Even if you are not just an athlete, but a woman that wears heels all day, this can just feel really good on the feet. So just pressing back and forth, even rotating the ankles around, just really finding some fluidity, some comfort, releasing all those muscles. And then go ahead and release that. This is the point where you're going to need your little ball. So we're going to come into a butterfly. So it's working feet and ankles, but we're also opening up the hips a little bit. So just coming to a seat here with your feet together. So if the hips aren't open much, you can come out a little bit further. Now, you don't have to have a ball, but I like to put a ball in between. You can either play around with this, maybe it feels good in the arches of your feet, maybe it feels good in between that big mound of the big toe, but it's almost like giving yourself a massage here. So just pressing the ball together. If you don't have a ball, no big deal, you can just take it out, and just letting the hips come open. So the outer edges of the feet are into your mat, as well as the ankles. So you're kind of building some ankle stability here as well. And if you don't have a ball, or if you just rather massage the feet, you can even pull the feet open, sort of like you're opening a book. So working into the feet, maybe massaging, maybe using that ball to massage. And then breathe in, breathe out. And then go ahead and release that. If you have a ball, you can just place it to the side. And we're going to come up to our knees into a toe stretch. So coming up onto the knees, you're going to curl the toes. And you're going to begin to sit back on your heels. So you want to, again, make sure that pinky toe likes to get caught. So just even reach down and physically open up the toes. Now, if this is too much, which for some you might already be screaming, you can always bring your hands down in front of you and just slowly begin to work your way back down to the heels. But the ultimate goal is to be all the way sitting down on that heels, sitting up nice and straight. Nice straight spine. Breath in. Breath out. So you should feel a nice stretch here in this whole middle arch of the foot here. Again, sensation, you want to feel some sensation, but if you're in pain, just back it out, walk it out, hands in front of you, breathe in, breathe out. Now from here we're going to work into the tops of the feet and the shins. So we're going to just stay where we are and then just place the tops of the feet into the earth. Same concept here, we're sitting down on the heels. Now again, if this is too much and you're not making it to your heels, you can always place a towel or a blanket in between your heels and your legs. So maybe separate the knees a little bit. This might take you a minute just to find your position. And then take the hands behind you here. And as you begin to settle in with that breath, so the heels should be directly facing the ceiling. So make sure your feet aren't turned out or in. Your heels are directly in line with the ceiling. And you should feel a really nice stretch in that whole top part of the foot, top part of the shin here. Breathe in. Breathe out. Now, this may be enough, or maybe your hands aren't back, no big deal. If you want even more of a challenge, this is going to use your core. So you want to engage your core. That means draw your navel into your spine, and you can begin to lift your knees up off of your mat. So working into the thighs here a little bit, and then just placing your hands, maybe working towards your knees. Breath in. Breath out. So if you've gotten this far, you should really this time feel that stretch in that whole top part of the foot, whole top part of the shin. And now making your way into a tabletop. So our shoulders are shoulders underneath the wrists, our hips are overneath of the knees, our back is nice and flat. And keeping your toes curled here again. We're just taking a breath in and a breath out. Walk your hands out slightly. You're going to extend your legs long. So we're coming into a high plank. So those toes are curled. Really spread the toes wide. And from here we're just rocking forward, front and back. So rock all the way forward so that you're on the tippy toes, and then press back with your hands so you're really stretching as far back as you can. Again, nice that stretch in that bottom part of the foot. And just do this a few times. Moving forward, moving back. So make sure to engage your core, spine is nice and straight, gaze is forward. Then coming back to center, may need to adjust the feet here. You're going to send the hips up to the ceiling, making your way into downward facing dog. Downward facing dog. The thumb, index, middle finger of the hands are pressing in. The shoulders are drawn back. The heels may or may not be touching the ground. That doesn't matter. From here, just pedaling. Walk your dog. Bend your right knee. Bend your left knee. And just take a few minutes here really stretching it out. You should really feel this in the Achilles. And then come all the way up nice and high in the tippy toes. And then press all the way back down. Bend the knees, look to the top of your mat, walk your feet to meet your hands. So bringing the feet together here, just about touching. You're going to bend your knees and your arms are going to come up to chair pose. So in chair pose, the tailbone is heavy, but we're tucked in. So you're not duck butting out, you're tucked in here. Arms are up high. So you should really feel this in the back of the shins. That's where the weight is. If you look down at your feet, you should be able to pick up all 10 toes off of the ground here. So breathe in, breathe out. From here, we're just going to straighten the legs, really press in with the feet. On the exhale, come back to your chair. Inhale, straighten the legs. Exhale, sink back to chair. Inhale, straighten. Exhale, chair. The next time you inhale, you're going to bring your left knee up to your chest. So we're balancing on one leg, which is hard enough, and that is getting into your ankle stability. So knee to chest, draw the navel in. Exhale, send it back down to meet in chair. Inhale, bring that right knee up. Probably feel your ankle wobbling, building stability there. Exhale, send it back long. Inhale, straighten the right leg. Left leg comes up. Bring the hands to your hips. So coming into balance, as you already noticed, when we're balancing on one foot, it's working into that ankle. So straighten that left leg. Try to find your balance. Try to find something in front of you that's not moving to focus on. Breathe in. Breathe out. Bend that left knee. You're going to continue moving it back to your warrior three. So we're taking that left leg behind you. You can keep a micro bend in that right knee. Breath in. Breath out. Slowly draw that left knee in again. Bring it up to the chest. And then let it meet the right, coming back into your chair. Bring the arms up for a breath. Breath in. Breath out. This time, weight's going into the left foot. Hands come to the hips. Right knee comes up. And you may notice that this side is different. We always have one side that we favor. And yoga is about noticing that. And just notice where you need to work. And then straighten that right leg. Breath in. Breath out. Bend that right knee. Continue moving it back to your warrior three. And if you wobble, if you fall, no big deal. Just come back. Really pressing down through that left foot. Gaze is forward. And then slowly begin to draw that right knee back up to the chest. And then lower back into your chair for one more breath. Feel the weight in the back of the shins. And then straighten the legs. So go ahead and rotate the ankles around a few times. They're probably talking to you, so we're building strength in those ankles with the balance postures. And just to show you one more thing that you can do with a ball if you have any feet issues, just using the ball as a massager. So just taking your foot and really working into this. If you have a foam roller, that's a great tool too. So just really giving yourself a massage wherever you need to, whether it's the arches that bother you, you can take it all the way to the heel. So just a prop that you can always have with you. If you're having some pain, just really working into those feet, working into those ankles. So a lot of different exercises today to show you how you can build strength, build flexibility in the feet, in the ankles. This is a great routine to do at any time, but also if you just want to pick a few different exercises to do daily that will help build strength, maybe help you with any issues that you're having in the feet and the ankles. Thank you.